The Land Before Time, directed by Don Bluth. So the movie starts out in the end of the Cretaceous period, where a drought has plagued the land, causing the dinosaurs to seek an oasis called the Great Valley. Many herds be giving birth to their young, including three-horns, swimmers, and especially longnecks, who only have one little homie to call their own, who they named Littlefoot. As they travel, Littlefoot's mother spots a tree star and explains the wonders of the Great Valley. Littlefoot's like, "Ain't you ever been to that place?" And the mother's like, "No." So then Littlefoot's like, "Then how you know where it at?" And the mother's like, "Some things you see with your eyes. Others, you see with your heart. Now eat that goddamn leaf." As Littlefoot learns more, he finds a joy in kicking it with the other species, like a three-horn named Sarah. But Sarah's father's like, "Don't you be playing with them dirty long necks. Three-horns never play with no long necks." So, Littlefoot's mother then explains that they all keep to their own kind, and that three-horn is just a racist, speciesist, dinosaur, whatever. Later on, Littlefoot sees Sarah messing with the frog and decides to go play with her. But oh snap, it's a Sharptooth! And Littlefoot's mother is like, "Not my baby," and comes to their rescue. She takes major injuries from the fight, but still manages to get rid of that bama. And at the same time, an earthshake opens up a deep ravine that separates Littlefoot, the mother, and Sarah from the rest of the herd. Littlefoot then finds his dying mother by some rocks, and with her last breath, she tells him, "Let your heart guide you." It whispers, so listen closely. So Littlefoot is all distraught from what just went down. He then finds a clubtail named Rooter, who tells Littlefoot that what just happened is nobody's fault. The circle of life has begun. Know that your mother will always be with you. So Littlefoot sets off on its own towards the Great Valley. On his way, he sees Sarah, who is like, "I don't need no help. You just a sucker with a long neck." And she goes off on her own, leaving Littlefoot even more depressed. He stops by a pond and meets a swimmer named Ducky. Ducky has also been separated from her family, and she brings Homeboy out of his funk, and she joins him on his journey. They also both meet a flyer named Petrie, who can't fly, because he has anxiety problems. Because he's just inexperienced. Meanwhile, Sarah finds a Sharptooth who's supposed to be iced out, but that fool wakes up, and Sarah luckily gets away. Sarah then ends up with the group, and then boasts about how she was so intimidating that sucker turned himself in at her museum. But then Sarah flings Ducky into the air, where she finds an egg with a spike tail in it. So she names him Spike. They find some trees, but some other dinosaurs take it for themselves, and they are left with only a little tree, which they work with. As they go on, Littlefoot still believes that Sharptooth is dead for his mother's sake, but gets proven wrong the next day when they are attacked by a Sharptooth. With tensions high, Littlefoot and Sarah argue about which way to go. Sarah then insults his mother with, "Your mama's so fat that she ended up in Land Before Time 2, 3, and 4. And Littlefoot's like, "Take that back," but she doesn't, which causes fisticuffs, which separates the group, with Littlefoot following the route his mother gave him by himself as a result. It doesn't take long for the others to find trouble, so Littlefoot comes back and saves them all. Overcome by emotion, Sarah realizes her mistakes and goes away by herself, too proud to show weakness. Littlefoot finds a deep pond and decides to make a plan to get rid of that Sharptooth, knowing that it cannot swim. He's like, "We gonna do this Jake like Scooby-Doo," but he ain't no Farmer John in no costume, so who's gonna be Shaggy? So they send Ducky as bait, and the plan almost fails, but Sarah gives the final touches and puts Sharptooth away for good. Littlefoot then follows the voice of his mother, which leads him to the Great Valley. So now, Littlefoot is finally reunited with his grandparents, with new friends to call his own. confirming that he will never be alone again. The end.